Hi, I'm Rocco. I'm going to show you my morning routine on making an espresso with the Flair machine. All right, beginning with, we're going to heat everything up. I got my water heated up over here. It's very important to use heat your cups, heat your chamber. The more expensive Flair machine comes with a heating element that heats everything up. Heat my cup up too. Probably the most important thing to heat up is the water chamber. That's this here. And as I was watching a Flair video the other day, the guy came up with a great idea about the silicone funnel. Put your heating chamber in there, close it up, turn it on. While that's heating, let's get our coffee ready. We're going to use, what I do is I use a Sumatra and a decaf. That way I don't get too much caffeine in the morning. All right, so we're going to zero this out and add our coffee. About 15 grams works well with this. All right. And then we give it a little squirt. Shake it up. That way the static electricity won't build up and causes any problems. Take the lid off. You'll notice I have a Flair grinder, which works real well. You need a good grinder to make espresso unless you're using this machine here was a Flair Neo, and it comes with a portafilter that has its own chamber down here, which creates your 9 bars. And with that one, you can use any kind of grinder. But I wanted to make a good espresso, so I bought the good grinder to do it. All right, so we're going to grind this up. And we'll shake it up a little bit. Put our funnel in our basket. Dump it in. And what we're going to do today is, you'll notice I have 2 chambers. When I upgraded my machine, I got 2 extra funnels, 2 extra chambers, and this was also an upgrade, which shows how much pressure. All right, so now we lowered up to 1 basket, and this is a pretty important little tool. It's like $4, and it helps to get all of any lumps you have in there, which is, and whenever you press out, okay, and then we'll just tap this a little bit and do it again. And you should tap it down until you just start to see the metal around the edges. And I bought a fancy tamper. Didn't even realize what I was buying at the time, but it's kind of cool. This one way levels it, and the other way does your tamping. And you don't need to tamp it a lot. Then you insert the bottom part. The top piece fits in here. Let's leave that there for a minute, and let's get another one ready to go. Zero that out. And we'll take out of this one. Now these are the beans that I roasted with my Boca 250. And I have a video on that if anybody would like to see how I did that, or kind of a cool little coffee roaster. In there again, we'll give it a couple squirts. And we'll put the bottom part of the grinder back on, so when we're grinding, the coffee's not going all over the floor. You think I haven't done that? Okay. And we'll dump that in. Put this on. And start to grind. Now what I do is, so that I work both of my sides of my body, I grind with my right hand on one and my left hand on the other. It always reminds me of the movie Three Stooges Meet Hercules. And the people that are my age probably remember that. Whereas Hercules was rowing on one side of the boat and this side of his body got all built up. So the Three Stooges grabbed him and put him on the other side of the boat. So when they got done, he had muscles on both sides.
Well, at least we're on the other side of the ship. Give Skylar a chance to build up his left side. Get a load of that bicep.
So, whatever. And you know you're done whenever. So now what's happened? Put the funnel on. Then give it a couple swirls. And we're just going to make a regular latte, which is with some regular half and half. When I make lattes for my family, they like that caramel macchiato. So we put a little bit of caramel macchiato in there for them. Me, I don't like anything sweet. So I'll just put a little bit of half and half that I've foamed up with my little foamer. Nothing elaborate. If you're looking for me to do any latte art, sorry, come to the wrong place. No latte art. All right, so this is almost tamped down enough. And then we'll level it. Oh, it's easier to level if you leave the funnel on. And then when you actually go to press it, you want to take the funnel off. We'll give that a little tamp. Nothing too hard. Put this back together. Just put this here. Okay. So that's heated up now, nice and hot. I'm gonna get that. Put this on here. And I like to weigh how much water I'm putting in. And I don't know why, because I pay attention to it, but it's not that important. They say if you use 15 grams of coffee, you should have 30 grams of water. I run the water till it's all the way out. And that's usually 31, 32 grams. And it's not too weak, it's fine. So let's do this. Let's get this, pour it in the chamber. There's a real fine line there that you can hardly see. Go up to there. Put this back on here. Get your other chamber. Put this funnel in. Put this other chamber in. Lid on. Give it a pump. And then that's going to settle while we're... Okay, now we put that in. And we just start nice and slow until it starts coming out. And then when it starts coming out, then we press it down hard. And you put the on the 9 bars, between 9 and 10 bars. And it should take about 25 seconds or so to get your, and I used to do that too. I used to time it, but you know what? I mean, it's not that important to me. It's fine. All right. So now we take this off because we're going to need it again for our next one. Take this over to the sink. Rinse it. And then pop the plunger out so we can put it on the next chamber. All right. There's our shot. See our nice crema on there? We'll set that aside and then pour our second shot. So you can see how quickly we're ready to pour our second shot, having 2 chambers. All right, put this in. Chamber on, which is nice and hot now. Put it on here. Boom, boom, boom. Fill it up to the line. Zeroed on. And then we start again. You notice I had a piece of rubber on here. Just made it, okay? It just made it nicer to, all right, now we can push. 9, 10 bars. Keep it right around there. All right, so we're at 33 water, which is fine for me. All right, take this out. Take this over to the, what was that? You'll see how easy this is to clean. It's amazing. I watched a video where a guy really complained about how hard this was to clean, and I couldn't quite figure that out. In fact, I almost didn't buy the machine because of that. So, I don't know. I guess everybody's different. All right, so now we have our second shot. So now we're ready to make our, okay, I'm gonna need to get a little half and half. Here's my half and half cup or glass. But however, when I do the caramel macchiato, I like to put it right in there and heat everything up at the same time. Put this on for about 30 seconds. And our water's already hot in our cup. Okay, what I like to do is, and no one ever told me to do this, but when I dump this in, our shots in, I like to put just a little bit of water in there and rinse it around, you know. That's all flavor. But I just didn't like the idea of wasting that. I've never seen anybody else do that. I'm not saying it's an original idea. I'm just saying, I mean, how much water are we using? How much, you know, it doesn't make any, not a problem. Okay, so now we put on a scale. We zero, or cherry, whatever you want to call it. Put about 80 grams of water in there. And by now, our cream is heated up. Get a little spoon, stir it up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to foam this. They have foamers that do a better job than this does, but it's fine. In fact, I thought about buying that new foam. I'm calling it a foamer, you know, whatever. Flair has one. I think Flair has one, or they have one on their site. I don't know if it's theirs or somebody else's, but it's supposed to do a real nice job. So, you know, you see I've built up a little bit. Make a little bit of foam. Like that. Give it a little stir. Dump it in here. Give it a little stir. And that's about the extent of my artwork. And you see the coffee mixed with the foam. And that's it. And there's our morning latte, 2 shots of espresso. Good. All right. So one other thing, I plan on making some other videos in the future of, we do a lot of Italian things around here. If you notice, you'll see my mocha pot, you know, my AeroPress, my French press, my pour over. So we do a lot of coffee, and also we make a lot of homemade bread and pastas and things of that nature with the family. So I plan on doing some more videos in the future with that. So keep an eye out for them. Thank you. All right, one more thing. Let me show you how easy this thing is to clean up. What I like to do is I get this, and I like to do it right away. I don't like to leave it set. I pull the bottom part off, rinse it out a little bit. Then I bring it over to, I had to buy one of these. You know, this is a knock box, and you see how easy that was. I noticed that it might be my imagination, but it seems like it knocks out easier if you take this off the bottom first. And that may not be the case. All right, bring it over, rinse it out. Now this is all, I just rinse it. So maybe down the road, I'll wash it better, but it comes pretty clean. Rinse everything out, put it back. And we are ready to go for our next, our next espresso.